The show that is Wake Up Nigeria when the cameras are not on us. You guys, we should give you guys an insight into what it's
That's
like.
what our Instagram page is for. And that's what we're collating right now.
To make sure that you actually are following Wake Up Nigeria as a page on Instagram. It's going to be very exciting. We have all the BTSs and everything from there, and how Mary actually is, you know, real life, behind the scenes. She's like Maleficent.
Wow.
From, was it Snow White?
She's magnificent. I'll tell you that.
Thank you very much, Dara.
But seriously,
Nice.
when it comes to things that you need to do to get a show on the road,
It's because
we're
I
gonna
put
show
in this place
Wow.
without any hesitation.
Yeah. The facial expression, that's what I mean. That's Maleficent right there.
Wow.
Ladies, let's talk about what it is. What's up and about for today? We have something very interesting. It was an input for Twitter, and it was by Pablo Martins, a.k.a. Pablo Hogs. He asked a question on Instagram, which we found very interesting. He says, I gave you a deal of 450,000 naira, a deal I can do myself for. I just wanted you to eat and smile. You executed the deal, got paid, you were paid, and then you gave me 10,000 naira. He goes on, are you expecting another deal from me? For those asking, yes, 450K is profits that he made from the deal. No, we never made any agreement on the deal. How much am I expecting? No specific amount, but 10K? Come on.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling entitled, but gratitude goes a long way and births another deal.
Wow.
That last bit.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling entitled.
Yeah.
But if I was to give any of you a deal and you guys made a good amount from it, am I in my right to be expecting anything?
Yeah.
And even if I expect anything, the amount that you give, now this is for the person who's benefited, what should you think is commensurate for for your gratitude to that person, you know?
So when you think about it, 10,000 naira is not even 40%. It's not even 10%. It's not even 10%. No, it's not even 10% of the profit. So if you even think from a business standpoint, if you were giving commission to an agent, like an agent, it wouldn't be less than 10%. Morally speaking, I don't know, giving someone a job and expecting something in return, it's not always the best way to look at things. If you're doing it, you know that this person is capable enough to do the job, right? That's why you pushed your client or your friend in that direction in the first place. So the person is doing their job, fine. But I would like to think about it from a business standpoint. If it was an agent giving me a job, I would have had to pay them 10%.
Am I within my rights to demand gratitude? Not demand, to expect gratitude from, I don't know, Mary. Would I, if I gave you a job and you made that amount, should I sit down and be waiting for her to like come back to work on Monday after the deal is done? Like, She just walked past me. She didn't even say good morning. Okay, well, let's wait and see.
Mazino, thank you for the deal. I don't even get it. Like, you know, when I saw that stuff this morning, I thought to myself, if I make a list now of everybody I've helped in this life, how much are they owing me if I was to collect from them?
So you never expected anything?
I have never expected anything for doing good.
Oh, wow.
I just always feel like, okay, God put me in that place at that particular point to help the person. If God feels I'm deserving of such a blessing in future, then fine. And if someone does stuff for me, no matter how little, I always feel indebted to them.
Why did you
either to maybe buy them something or give them something, but I don't just collect. I don't always expect.
Mary, if you had shared this opinion that time when we did that something, I didn't have to send you anything. Now, why did I?
What was
the
it? Mazino, thank God we are I'm going to embarrass you guys.
Do you know how many jobs this guy gets?
Why did I bother?
Right.
Mazino, how much have you given me in this life? Which job have we done together that you gave me percentage?
You know, we're all voiceover people. We all do jingles,
back
right?
on the subject.
Do you know how many jingles this guy gets
Back
in a month?
on the subject.
How many has he given you, Mary?
Titi, he lives in an area that he can break his glass to. Please, can we be
Back on subject.
back on the subject? I agree.
Gratitude, however, now.
Gratitude. Gratitude doesn't have to be financial.
Okay, you said something about gifts.
Yes, you could give a gift of some sort, even if it's
Just
a
to say
hamper,
thank
something
you.
for the family, or do a commensurate
value?
favor. Because if this person is in a field where they can also help you, one day, you will need that person.
Exactly.
And
So why
then,
do you?
Yeah, so cash is like watering down what you've done.
And then even the 10,000, if you weren't cool with it, I feel you should have just given it back.
Yes.
Like, you should have just said, oh, don't worry.
It's okay, hey,
Can I get
Now, some people are very naughty. The way they will tell you not to worry as they're giving you back the money, you self will know that you messed up.
Exactly.
But, like, just tell the person, if the money to you is small, just give the person back. Like, you know what, don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
And then that should not be a reason for you not to give the person opportunities. Because in future, you might not find somebody that can do it as well.
So let me put this straight now. So it is important to give back.
It is.
One by one now.
Cash.
It is important to give back.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, what is the how do you engineer that give back? You said what value, to the tune of what value? Should it be a percentage?
You should be aiming to give
I asked
more.
this because if you went outside the country, on your receipt there's a space there for tips.
Yeah.
Now they always suggest that your tip is a certain percentage. You cannot. In fact, you're mandated to give tips not less than a certain percentage. I think it's about 5% or 10%, if I'm not mistaken. But it's not a Nigerian culture. But that means that there is such an apparatus set in place. Now, for business now, let's say between colleagues or friends, is there such a structure that, okay, if I give you this deal, you should just know at least just give me 10% back? And if I do not know that that exists, in my own head, what should I be thinking when it comes
You should
to
have that conversation.
showing gratitude?
If you truly believe it is something you are entitled to, have the conversation. Oh, Omo, guy, I beg, you get people where I go settle low. Talk to them. Have that conversation before the money even comes out.
So is it safe to say that in Nigeria we shy away from that initial conversation?
Yes.
We don't. We just
think
expect that the person should.
Exactly. But I know I've had this conversation with a few people before. I was like, guy, remember your sister? Or, you know, just something subtle. You know, okay. So whatever they can do, whether it's giving you another gig in return, or giving you something else in return, something for my kids, something else.
The
So
more
we always want
the more I
something.
hear things like this, the more I feel, okay, it's true, Mary, you're weird.
Ah.
I feel
Today years old.
You should get. Shut up. But really, I feel if you're going to help somebody, just help the person. What if the person had been praying to God for 500,000 to
amount.
pay his rent,
Yeah.
and then you called him out of the blues, and then you helped him with 450,000 naira job, and all he had to do was maybe borrow the 50,000, but then he says, I cannot just not give my friend something. Okay, make I even send an thank you, maybe buy recharge card. Thank you so much for helping me.
Here's what I think,
look,
ladies. Here's what I think, I think it's so much in our culture to expect to be given. I say that because I want to bring the example of the 2 constabularies that were derobed.
No, that's
Now, I'm going to say
going
something.
too far.
I'm going there. But I say it's in our culture because if you translate what they said to that lady on the bike, it would culturally translate to, how do you put it in Yoruba?
What?
How are you? What did you bring for us?
Okay.
It didn't seem like they were demanding in that.
Yeah.
'Cause I hate to deviate, but culturally, it's
not
just in
really-
our culture to expect something from
I actually
people.
think you have to understand that for someone to have a plug, it's possible that they worked a very long time to get those connections, those leads. For instance, if I have a phone number of a governor, for instance, and that governor is going to plug you to a multi-million naira contract, I would probably, like, with the mindset that, okay, all the years of effort I used to make these connections to be able to have that phone number, I deserve to be paid.
Deserve.
See,
You
that's,
said
that's,
yes.
see,
Deserve
look,
again.
that,
Yes,
in this
we
kind of
paid for
situation that
that.
Titi gave, it's actually different. Different in the sense that sometimes when you have personal relationships with certain people, it's harder for you to make requests from them or have expectations from them. So if you give that plug to somebody else and the person makes something, you should have an understanding.
Exactly, from the
But
beginning.
that's a different case from when a friend, in quotes, helps another friend.
Help. being
Because
the
what he
opposite.
said is, I helped this person get this job.
Oh, no.
I'm using the word, though. I helped.
So if you help me
And
get a
then-
job, and I
Yes.
start the job,
Yeah.
and I'm working to get a salary, should I give you something at the end of the month?
As
when
you
I'm
know,
done?
let me
at
blow
the
your
end of
mind.
the
There
day.
are some people that will collect 20% per month for a year.
Wow.
Because they have to get a job. Yes,
Wow.
and they are not agents.
But
They call
would
themselves your friend.
you collect that?
I would
No,
never.
I would
Boom,
do that.
there,
I
we
would
got
do
it.
But that's just me
It's on
as a
record. It's on
personality.
record. You know why? It's on
Oh,
record.
that one.
It's on record.
Now you are family. Mazino, now you are family. See what Mazino is doing.
What are you talking
It's
about?
on record, ladies and gentlemen.
But in the end, we would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. Why not tell us? Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC, or indeed tag us on our page. That's Wake Up Nigeria TVCE on Instagram. Let's hear your thoughts on this. All right then, Mazino, we're going to a break.
Let the record state. Let's do a break.